Yo guys, what is up? Welcome back to the new video. I'm the Casual Racing Gamer. In this video, we are talking about GT7 PSVR2 and should we be mad at Polyphony Digital and Sony for not giving us any updates. I want to discuss, do we have a right to be mad? Can we be upset, or are we supposed to just take it, be happy that we got VR and just sit in the corner and just kind of be quiet and not make a ruckus about it? So, this channel and everything, with my sim racing, I am all about VR. And I also want to discuss, what's the deal with other content creators? Do they actually care about PSVR2? Would it make a difference if PD actually gave us the updates that we're going to talk about? Would they actually start using PSVR2? I'm going to give you my opinion, but I want to hear your guys' opinion as well. I went to Daytona purposely because this is one of the tracks where I have an issue with, and and I'm going to discuss the issue here, but as you can see, I'm going to be turning my head because this is what some of you guys say you're doing, because this is one thing that has never been updated. So you guys turn your head because what happens is we have a lock to horizon and not the lock to car. So the car rotates, everything rotates around you while the horizon rotates around you while you're in the car, so you don't move. So it feels very strange. So you guys tell me that you tilt your head to make the track feel like, you're turning with it, but I tried it in this video and it's nothing like what you're supposed to feel. Now obviously with iRacing, that gives us a true actual lock to car. When you actually go on a high bank, you feel like you're on a high bank in your headset. Turning your head sideways does not give you the same effect as the game correctly did this. This is one thing, since the release of the actual PSVR2 for GT7, since the day of release that they gave us this update, that's one thing that we were hoping for, at least to get the option to choose. Do we want to lock to car? Do we want to lock to horizon? We still have not gotten that update or change. So very frustrating, because I'd like to have the option. People say it's to help people, with nausea or dizziness. I'm not buying it. I think people that are going to get sick and dizzy from VR are going to get sick and dizzy from VR. And there are people even with this lock to horizon that still obviously get dizzy. So I think it's something that you either overcome or you don't. I don't think that matters. I think they're removing immersion from that. Obviously, the big elephant in the room when it comes to PSVR2 and the updates that we have not seen is obviously the HUD racing information that flat screen drivers have, and for some crazy reason, years later, we still do not have the same information, the same racing details as flat screen drivers. This is beyond my comprehension why we don't have this. Some people say, oh, we don't want more things on ruining our immersion. Well, that's fine. Have an on-off button. If you don't want to use it, 100%. If you don't want any information, that's fine. But for people that need that information, just like you're racing on flat screen, we want that information. A lot of us PSVR2 users want that information. So, I feel like we have a right to actually be upset. Mostly, this is like the killer one. This is the killer one because we're at a disadvantage. Now, this leads me to my thought. A lot of people say, oh, a lot of these big content creators won't use VR because, they feel like they're at a disadvantage and they don't have that HUD and racing information. My personal opinion now, even if we got that update, I don't think a lot of the large content creators are going to still be pushing PSVR2. I don't think they're going to use it in their videos. I think they're quite happy making videos on flat screen. I think they enjoy racing on flat screen. And I don't think that update would push any of them to change to VR videos. I don't know. And obviously, I don't think any of them are going to, see this video or comment on it. But, give me your opinion. Do you think any of these big time content creators for GT7, if we got a HUD update, would actually start using PSVR2 in their videos? And obviously, if you're live streaming, extremely hard to live stream in VR. So I don't know if people are gonna, if other content creators if it's actually worth it to them to do in VR. But for me, the enjoyment, I enjoy racing in VR. So I want to deliver my content on how I actually race. So because I race like that is how I want to actually record my video. So I'm okay with not being the fastest. I don't care if I don't win races. I don't care if I drop from A level to B level to C level, because I'm not doing it just to make videos. I want to race how I race, and I enjoy racing in VR, whether it's on PSVR2 or, you know, with GT7 or iRacing on the Quest 3. This is how I race on my time, and this is how I deliver my videos, because I feel like it is the best way to actually enjoy sim racing. There's just something missing when you're not actually racing in VR, right? The whole immersion of being in a car and feeling like you're actually driving, like you're at the track. That's just the way I like to, you know, that's how I drive, and that's how I deliver my videos. Obviously, I think PSVR2 is a niche market, and I still don't think, obviously, there's as many users using PSVR2 as we have using flat screen. So, you know, obviously, that's why, you know, obviously PD is not gonna really go, I don't think they're gonna go out of their way for PSVR2 users because of that. So on PS5, before the Pro released, we got zero updates. We got the initial release, and we got zero updates. Now we got PS5 Pro, and we did get a Pro update where it fixes the reprojection, where we don't get that double image. So there was an update that corrects this to look a little better in PS5 Pro. So we got an update, and it was like, wow, we got an update. But also this update also introduced a couple of graphical glitches where now when you're looking at your little HUD information, like your tire info and your gas info and all that stuff, it actually, there's a lot of blurriness. There's double images there. And I think it was, what, November 2024 when this update came out, and we are now in July 2025, and we still don't have that fixed. Are they going to actually fix it at this point? I don't think so. We just recently got an update. It's still not fixed. So I think that's a disappointment for a lot of us PSVR2 users, that we don't have those graphical glitches fixed in PS5 Pro. So, you know, and this is a PS5 Pro only issue because they didn't. This isn't an update that was available in the regular PS5. So while you got better graphics, less ghosting, a little smoother gameplay, it introduced some other glitches that are really kind of annoying, actually. And when I was racing in this race, particularly on a GT3 car at Daytona, I couldn't make out my tire info. I couldn't make out my gas info. It was so blurry and double imaged. Now, you can't make it out in the video because the video is not really representing what I see in the headset. So if you don't have PSVR2 or PS5 Pro, you probably don't know what I'm talking about. But yes, there is graphical glitches that do affect the gameplay. Obviously, well, I should say it's good that it doesn't affect anything with the cars. That if you have the names on top of the cars and stuff like that, you will get some graphical glitches there. But it's still raceable. But I can't believe that we're not getting that fixed. So, you know, are we abandoned now that they gave us the PS5 Pro update? Or are we ever going to get another update? I don't know. I think we have a right to be upset. You know, I think we have a right to be a little mad. I think a lot of people need to start speaking up more. There's no reason why we can't get the things we're asking for. It is nothing major. It is nothing crazy. It is nothing out of the ordinary. It is something that should be so easy for them to implement. For us PSVR2 users, no matter how small we are, I definitely think we are a growing group. And I think the more they push it, I think more people will be hopping on to VR sim racing. I have given you my opinion on how much I love, you know, sim racing in VR. So you know how I feel about that. But I want you guys to let me know your opinion on it. Leave a comment. What's your thoughts? Do we have a right to be mad? I think we have a right to be mad. I think we have a right to be upset. I think they owe us some more updates. But, you know, some people say we're being selfish and we should just be happy with what we have and just be quiet. I don't know. I don't think we should be quiet. I think we should keep talking up and bringing it up. But let me know what you guys think. Thumb up the video, subscribe, and, yeah, we'll catch you on the next one. We out of here. Peace.